In this video, I'll be taking different raw resources and turning them into a creative, delightful flyer, be it for an event, a program, a party, and in the process, show you how it's done. Welcome to Creating Flyer. Welcome to a new episode of Creating Flyers, where we combine different raw resources to create a meaningful, delightful flyer to properly deliver a message. If you love what you see, like this video, hit on the subscribe button, and most importantly, turn on the notification bell to not miss out on every single feature upload. The link to the resources for today's piece is down in the description below. Quickly navigate yourself to it. Without no more delay, let's fire up CorelDraw. Back into the world of CorelDraw. So let's head over to our resources. These resources are made available in the description down below. So we'll be using every of this background I just clicked, and then let's hop over our text for today. This is the text. Double clicking on it opens the document, and then I'll select all of these and then press on Ctrl Copy. That's Ctrl C. So coming over to our canvas, I'll click on the text tool and then click on my canvas and paste them right here. Ctrl V. Now I'll be decreasing the size to about 13 points. So there I have it. So what I'll be doing next is clicking on this text, go over to Object, and then go over to Break Artistic Text Apart. I have every text broken apart line for line. So I'll click on select the first three texts and then place them right here. Hit on C on my keyboard to centralize the text. Go over to this anchor point and then decrease the size to about this point. Bring them into the center of our design. Next, we'll be creating a border around our canvas, and then to do that, I'll hold down Shift and then double click on our rectangle tool. There we have it. Now what we'll be doing next is right clicking on the canvas, go over to Frame Type, create Power Clip Frame. The reason for this is because we'll be creating our background into the Power Clip. Going into the Power Clip, I'll like to use the freehand tool to sketch a curvy kind of an oval kind of shape where every of the red background will be. I think we'll go with this. So I'll click on this, bring it right here, click again, bring it right here, click again, and then bring it right here. So before you draw, make sure that the freehand smoothing is set to 100. Going over to the shape tool, I'll delete this node, click on this, and then readjust this to be something more like this. I need the oval shape to come below and then go upwards again. So I'll finish the edit power clip, and I think I have that to a satisfactory. I'll just like to take that up a little bit. Now the next thing to do is go over to our background, select every of our background including this. So I'll be selecting all of this, Ctrl C to copy, go over to CorelDraw, and then where I would like to paste them is I'll go into our power clip. So edit power clip, I would like to create power clip frame for these two. And there we go. Going into the power clip, I will press on Ctrl Shift V or just right click and then have it right here. So next thing to do is, this is way too big, so I'll decrease the size and then Ctrl R for the rest. Let's start with a fiery red background because that is like the main base background for our design today. Rescaling this to fit better into our canvas. Very good. Let me rescale this more. Boom. I have that right there. So the next thing to do is to bring this fiery kind of background. The reason why we're using this is because it will enhance the vibrance in the background right there. So I'll go over to transparency tool, go over to the merge mode, and then select overlay. Selecting overlay, I'll go over to effects, then go over to blur, and then go to Gaussian blur. On Gaussian blur, I'll increase the slider to have something of this effect, and click on OK. The same thing goes for the fire. For the red background, I'll go over to effect, go over to blur, Gaussian blur, and then I don't want it to lose too much details, but I just want it to be a little bit blur about this. Click on OK. Next thing to do is to bring the background right here and then press on Shift page up to bring it to the top of the very layer. And nevertheless, we're making it transparent. Go over to the merge mode and then click on texturize. That is very good. Go over to uniform transparency and decrease the slider right here so that we can have more of the opacity. Now that is good. Now what I would like to do next is bring this into background also and then increase the size, but this time we'll be rotating it 90 degrees. Now we have it rotated 90 degrees. I'll select this and then increase this size. I'll scale it up to about this size. Now I have it scaled up to about this size. Let me position it properly. So convert this to bitmaps first to decrease the size. I'll go over to effects, go over to blur, go over to Gaussian blur, and have it to, let's say 10. 10 should do. I'll click on OK. So I'll go over to transparency tool, go over to merge mode, and go over to overlay. So it gives me something of this nature. So I like to decrease the opacity. Using uniform opacity, I'll increase the slider to about 80%. And there I have that. So going out of our power clip, this is what we have. Select all of this and then make it white. So for the first text, I'll be giving it a font build styling. Now for build styling, I'll give it bold. I'll increase the size. This is the logo for, and then press on Ctrl Shift V to paste. We have some XX background right here. It's a PNG file. So I'll decrease this and then decrease the size also. Bring it right here and make it fill right here. So selecting both of them, I'll press on E to align it to the horizontal and then group them by pressing on Ctrl G. So for this text present right here, I'll click and then type the font photography. I have this. So I'll go over to shape tool, increase the kerning to about this level, and then press on Shift and selecting my canvas, press on C to align it center. Now for the first annual, I'll be selecting a font called Clarendon. So I don't want it bold. So I'll go over to text, go over to change casing, and then select uppercase and then press on OK. Take the dim text, decrease the size to about 8 points. Make it a font called Tahoma. Yeah, I got that pronounced right. Come over to shape tool to increase the kerning also, and then give it white color. Now to the emphasis of our flyer, the text effect. The text right here will take it to the other side of our canvas to fully bound on it. We're going to be using a font called a Black Lives for this text. And there we have it. Go over to the text tool and then give it some enter key right here. Go over to objects, break text apart. Now watch how I edit this. Now that I have that in place, for the text forward, I like the letter R to extend more on this part. Right clicking on it, I'll go over to convert to curves. And there we go. It is now a shape layer. Now I'll go to my shape tool and then come over to the letter R portion and then drag it out. Now selecting the whole of this, I'll bring it into our design, giving it white color for now, align it center. So I'll increase this to give it more emphasis. The text forward, I'll take it up a little bit and then bring the conference about this area, decrease the size, and for the conference, bring it out to this position. Now the text way forward, I'll decrease it, it's way too big, align it to center. Now what I'll be doing next is I'll be giving the text the way ingredient field. I'll go over to my toolbox and then click on interactive field. The shortcut for this is G on the keyboard. Given this an interactive field, I like it to have this kind of metallic kind of feeling. So I'll decrease this, bring this over here, and then decrease this more. So this is way not too perfect, but it works. So I'll go over to the shadows and then give it a little bit of shadow. Now I'll be extending the feathering and increase the opacity. There I have it. Now what I'll be doing next is go to the text forward. This text, I'll be giving it a gradient fill also. I'll click on the first color, select a yellow color for that, and then click on the second color, select an orange color for that. Then we have this. This is beautiful. So I'll go over to our resources right here. So I'll be using this background, increase it a little, and then I'll be power clipping this image into our text. I'll right click on it and then power clip inside, power clip it into this. Using the Alt key to click, I'll drag it up a little bit. More on this Alt key. I made a video explaining how to do this without going into the power clip. Check the link in the description down below. I need to give it a transparency effect and then go over to merge mode and then go over to overlay. So overlay gives me something like this. Going over to the drop shadow tool and then give it a little bit of shadow right there. So increasing the feather and then increasing the opacity also. What I'll be doing next is drawing a rectangle for the conference text. So I'll go over to the rectangle tool, draw a rectangle for the conference text. I want it to be a little bit aligned, just like this. So dragging this down so that we have this alignment going on right here. So I'll decrease the size a little. I'll go over to my shape tool. I'll right click on this, then go over to convert to curves, Ctrl Q for the shortcut. Bringing this right here, this node right here. So I think this is weighing okay. I'll be giving it a gradient fill also. Hit on G on my keyboard and then drag to create a gradient fill. Click on the top color and give it red. Click on the bottom color and give it a darker shade of red. I'll remove the outline by clicking on this. Now what I want is I'll need the text to come forward. Holding on Alt, I'll click the text behind and then bring it up. For the text forward, I need it to be top of layer, so that I'll press on Shift, pitch up to come. Deselect that by clicking. For the text conference, I would like to increase the size just a little bit. Now this is beautiful. What we'll be doing next is creating the gold curve right here. To achieve that, we'll go over to our resources. I have a golden color palette right here. So I'll click and copy. Now I'll go over to CorelDraw and then right click, paste in view to create the curve right here. To create the curve, I'll be selecting this shape, go over to object, go over to shaping and then click on boundary. So what this does is it duplicates the shape, but this time only the boundary. It redraws the boundary of that particular shape. Ctrl Z, bring it right here, then rotate it a little bit. I need it to have about this rotation. I'll click on the gold palette, right click and drag over this particular shape. By releasing, I get copy fill right here. So we have our fill copied. So shift page down, take it down, adjust the gradient fill is already had. We'll be duplicating, press on plus to duplicate or press on Ctrl D. I'll be rotating the duplicated one again. Click on this and then drag it over here to copy the fill. Now we have the fill copied. Pressing on G, adjust the fill we have right here. Beautiful. So what we'll be doing next is arranging all of this text. So watch me how I arrange the text. All of these fonts you can get on the font website. Go over to thefont.com and then download these fonts for yourselves. So I'll be drawing a red stroke outline right here. Give it red color. And then come over to transparency. Give it a little bit of transparency. Remove the outline. Now I'll duplicate this, mirror it, and then position it right here. Shift select and then press on T to align it, and then press on Ctrl G to group them. Shift selecting our border, we have it to align to the center. So I'll increase the size of this and then take it up a little. So for the text right here, I'll bring it up. Selecting all of these, Ctrl G to group them and then position them right here. For the host, I'll be bringing it here. We need it to be about this size. So zooming it in, I'll bring it right over here. So we'll be applying over the same thing on the host, but this time why not we just copy and paste. So ungroup this, Ctrl C to copy and then Ctrl V to paste. So we have it duplicated. So this time I'll just drag and then decrease the size of this. So I'll select my text right here and then bring it up to page. So I have a very smooth selection while designing. I made a video about how to select object. Very pretty easy. So go check it out. Next, I'll be converting this to bitmaps. Convert to bitmaps. Now, click on OK. Go over to transparency to 32. That should be very okay. Now, I'll decrease the size of this to fit our text. For our text, I'll be giving it the font Tahoma right there. So white and then make it a little bit bold. So shift selecting this, I'll align it. We have this. So for our text, Saturday, venue, and time, I'll bring them right here. Decrease the size, bring it to 8 points. Shift F2 to zoom in. We'll be using the font called Calibri. It's a general font on every computer. I'll align this by pressing C to align them center. And then what I would like to do is give it a little bit spacing. So shift selecting the red carpet, the venue, and then the date, and then pressing on Shift C. It gives it this equal distribution along themselves. Going back to our resources, We'll be copying this icon to illustrate the date, time, and location. So pressing on Ctrl C, going back to our canvas, I'll paste them right here. Pressing on Ctrl Shift V. The reason why you're pressing on Ctrl Shift V is to paste them in view. Now we need to be able to give them color. Go to Trace Bitmaps, go to Outline Trace Line. So we have this. As you can see, we have a transparency background right here. And then click on OK. And boom, there we have it. I'll group them. Ctrl G to group. Now decrease the size way smaller and then bring it over to our design. Decrease the size, place them where they ought to be. For the dates icon, we'll bring it right here. For the time, we'll bring it right here. So for the icon, I would like to have them be red color. Very good. So this is what we have right here. For the next and the last text, but not the least, is for sponsorship. Watch how I edit this. We'll be using the principle called repetition right here. So we're just going to replicate the red background right here, creating a little bit of line right here to have a little color of gold. Clicking on this and then copying the color over here. To achieve that, you right click and drag, and when you release, the color is copied. I'll be giving it the font Tahoma. This is the primary font for our design. Giving it white color, I'll centralize it to our background right there. So this is our design. So this is the final output as we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you like this video, do give this video a like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on any single feature upload. And I hope I'll see you in my next video.